Who's your favorite Disney character? Hey yo, welcome back to the High Kicks podcast. How we doing, Chad?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I am good. Finger guns for Carl. He is not here. He's moving out of where he's living right now in Florida, and he doesn't have his computer set up, so he is unable to record.
Okay, quick question for your question.
Okay.
Are we counting literally anything affiliated with Disney?
Mm,
Because for me, it's Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet.
yeah.
Because Treasure Planet is like the Jao Neves Fatinia pivot right now.
Well, hold up.
Absurdly underrated. But yeah, I don't want to jump to other shit. That's just like I could go on an hour-long rant about how much of an amazing movie Treasure Planet is.
I mean,
and how.
Yeah, it's a Disney movie.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I didn't. I thought it was like because there was like Walt Disney Animations.
That's still a movie.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Do you know what my answer is?
Wally.
No.
Stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's two characters that make me think.
No, Stitch is by far my favorite Disney character. I get it from my sister. If you go on to my TikTok or my Instagram, I did a video of what it would be like if Stitch were a footy fan, where I talked about the Champions League in my Stitch voice. That was funny. It was
funny.
enjoyable. The live action trailer for Lilo and Stitch just came out. I watched it.
Really?
I'm way more excited than I thought I was going to be, dude. I'm way more excited than I thought I was going to be.
Good for you.
I kind of want to keep talking about Lilo and Stitch because I don't want to talk about what I need to talk about.
Brian, just cut to the single box.
All right, so here's the deal. Did Liverpool lose to PSG? Yes. Should Liverpool have lost to PSG? No. Am I really, really, really upset as a Liverpool fan with how this turned out? Yes. But I'm going to think back to the beginning of the season when the goal was to make the Champions League for next season. And I'm going to cope hard like a little bitch and understand that we're probably going to win the Premier League this season. And I'm knocking on the wood on my desk as I say that. And that's better than we thought it was going to be going in. I still think we should have gone further in the Champions League, even with the lower preseason expectations. It is unfortunate that we got PSG. I said to the guy at the bagel shop up the street from me that PSG is not who I wanted, and he said you shouldn't be scared of PSG, and I said I'm very scared of PSG, and look where we are. So overall, it sucks. It's unfortunate. Darwin Nunez and penalties and just being clutch and putting the ball in the back of the net. Chad, I know he's your GOAT, but wasn't on this night. And just have to have my copium be that we're probably going to win the Premier League, knocking on wood again. And it's still a better season, I think, than a lot of Liverpool fans thought it was going to be. We could end the season with 2 trophies. I know the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it, isn't like the most prestigious of the 4 available trophies that you can win, but 2 trophies in a first season with a new manager isn't terrible, and it looks like they're set up pretty well for the future. It just sucks because I really would have liked to see them go further. Chad's just smiling, eating ice cream.
I I feel like people are familiar with the term drinking liberal tears. I am eating Liverpool tears.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Okay. I have to say this. We glazed the ever living shit out of Arne Slot for his second half adjustments. To put out the exact same team.
Yeah.
That got absolutely pee-pee poo-pooed on.
No, it was not good. He followed up what we called a managerial masterclass in substitutions by not adjusting and putting the same damn lineup out there and expecting a different result. And they got clapped on for 120 minutes. And we're lucky as shit to even get into pens.
Like, I understand Darwin missed the pen. I think Darwin should have started, considering how good he was in the second half of that game. He at least would have given you a good 60 minutes.
I agree.
And then you go from there.
Yep.
But man, I mean, this was more than just Mo Salah losing the Ballon d'Or campaign in 120 minutes. This was like Trent was awful, Gravenberch was awful. That Konate miscue with Allison set the tone.
Yep.
Jota was the worst. I'm sorry, man. Your attack the other day was absolutely passive. It
awful.
Was unbearable. It's been awful.
It's been incredible all season, and then PSG just shut us the fuck down.
They shit their pants. Like that's I understand.
Like make it make fucking sense.
I'm going to absolutely glaze the shit out of PSG in a moment, but there were substantial counterattacks in the second half where it's Mo running and there's like Jota in the middle. You have Luis Diaz. You have help coming.
The final ball was awful. The final ball was awful. We have spent multiple minutes on this podcast talking about Mo Salah's ability to not only take the shot but play the final ball. He couldn't pass for shit.
He didn't complete the cross, dude. He didn't complete a cross.
His entire matchup.
He was like 0 for 7 in crosses. It was, and we'll go to Rafinha in a little bit, but I've never seen a Ballon d'Or case as strong as Mo Salah's disintegrate in the span of like 4 hours.
I don't think it's over.
I think it is, unless like Rafinha pulls off like one of the biggest choke jobs ever. And obviously anything can happen. Like he can completely ghost for the rest of the year.
It depends on Rafinha's numbers, but I also think and I have to go real quick to the Premier League stats for this just to make sure that I get this right. But so Mo Salah is on 27 and 17.
He's 4 away from Henry's assist record.
But if he finishes on, let's say, 34 and 25 and they win 2 trophies, and Barcelona doesn't win the league, and in less games across the season, he has a higher goal contribution number. I'm just saying that I don't think the case is over yet, because I think that good of a league season could, especially because people forget a couple years ago that they changed the criteria to be more focused on individual than team success.
Yeah.
So like they do weigh winning tournaments less. I'm not saying that he has the same case that he had 2 weeks ago. I'm saying he's not out of the running now.
It was such a brutally passive 120 minutes from a guy that we've seen smash.
210 minutes. Actually, 206
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we even count the other game. I was just talking about, but yeah,
he was ass in the entire
He was ass, bro.
And
that was because of Nuno Mendes, this PSG team, Luis Enrique. I've been like a strong anti-Luis Enrique guy for the longest time, just because I have never liked his tactics, and I have been absolutely disrespectful to PSG, I feel like. And I know that they have a good youth movement. I know that they have a young, good team. I didn't think it was this. Dude, their oldest starting 11 player that game was Marquinhos, and he's 30.
It's insane.
It's
No,
insane.
they went literally from like, I don't even know, not doing anything right to dropping the superstar approach and just balling.
It's such a turnaround in a single year. But again, it's that left side of their defense, Pacho and Nuno Mendes literally gave Mo hell the entire
Dude,
game.
it was awful.
And I thought when Mo was getting space minutes, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. He's gonna find his way through, right? He's gonna do the thing.
He never did the damn thing.
He after like that first like 10 minutes where he had like a really like big miss where he like shot it over. He was Liverpool were better with just playing 10 men on the field. And
he was terrible. Utterly terrible.
I will say, like, Jota did fucking nothing.
I think I think Jota and I think Nunez are gone. I do think Slot probably wants to build his own attack.
It also just like Trent. Trent was bad. I know he got hurt, but he was also bad. Kavicha was giving him hell all game. Like, it was just.
Who did you say was giving him hell all game?
The Georgian with the funny name.
Kvitska Kvaratskhelia?
I said Kavicha. Okay, I said Kavicha.
Okay.
But
am I the only one who attempts to get names right?
I'm terrified of getting names wrong, man. I've been bullied by whole ass fan bases because I on purpose say their team's name wrong.
Yeah, but you do that on purpose. It's called rage bait. No one's gonna get super pissed off at you for genuinely trying.
Everyone's gonna bully me, and I'm gonna cry.
You know, Chad, if you were gonna cry from people bullying you on the internet, you would have stopped making content a long time ago. I've seen your comment sections.
You know who else gets bullied? You know who else got bullied? Gravenberch.
Dude, I know.
Neves pivot.
Dude, I know.
Absolutely mugged. Dude. It is that entire left side, or correction, the Liverpool right side, just absolutely overwhelmed.
It was brutal.
Yeah. It like this entire PSG team was fantastic. And then I God, man, that's just Desire Dewey. That's just such a French name.
Dewey. All I heard. Dewey. Dude,
the Spanish broadcast was the only way I could listen and watch this game. Absolutely loved it because they would hype up Luis Diaz so much, and he's like dancing around, and then absolutely nothing fucking happened. And I'm just like, dude. But
Luis Diaz hasn't done shit lately.
At least the other side, like Robertson was trying to provide something. So McAllister and Luis Diaz fared better, considering it's Marquinhos and Hakimi that they were going up against. But, dude, this PSG team has arrived, and I'll go back to Luis Enrique because that's where it all came from. He finally has a genuine marquee win under his belt, genuine marquee Champions League performance. We have been for years. Everyone's like, Luis Enrique is legit. He's not washed. You gotta wait for it, man. You gotta see the vision. I see the vision now. I get it clearly.
And Mbappe. Dembele has been outrageous for them this season. He's been healthy.
He's been insane.
He's been crazy. Bradley Barcola has been fantastic.
He was ass today, though.
Yes, he was.
The other day.
Yes, he was.
But, I mean, it is like the biggest win I feel like for PSG in recent Champions League memories, based off.
This win is huge for PSG.
It's just also it's like Liverpool were they only lost one game in the league phase.
Yeah, no, this is the
Was it-
third match that Liverpool has lost all season.
Yeah, fourth. Wait, one,
Oh, fourth, Plymouth Argyle.
fourth. Yeah.
And like, so here's the deal. Technically, they drew because here's the deal. You remember when City had that crazy streak of like matches won
and
consecutively,
everyone did the
and they whatever.
Yeah.
So like, technically,
Fuck off.
over the two legs, Liverpool drew. They fucking lost. One, they lost in the 90 minutes in 1-0 or 1-0 at home. So that I'll count that as a loss. But you didn't move on. You lost. It's a loss.
All right, enough with these losers.
Fuck you, Chad.
Let's talk about the real Ballon d'Or winner. Rafinha.
Dude, Barca's disgusting. So I'm not gonna lie, that video that you made, where you were talking about Barca and you mentioned stacked. Was that you or was that somebody else in your comments?
This was me. Someone was like, "This team isn't stacked." What the fuck are y'all looking at? What teams are you building at Football Manager that makes you think this team isn't good, buddy? Their worst player this year is Frankie De Jong.
Like, for reference, here's the lineup. We're just gonna pop that up right there. Like this lineup is disgusting.
Dude, when Lewandowski and Frankie De Jong are the worst players on your team, you cannot tell me that it's not a stacked ass lineup. And that was solely because Lewandowski has like lost his legs recently. It's gross. You have Araujo, mind you, Araujo has not made that many starts or appearances this year because of God, what's he? He's been a bench player for their back line. Hold on, I will literally tell you right now. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
It's been Pau Cabarsi.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Very bad on me to forget that. But when Frankie De Jong is arguably
hold on.
worst.
I'm just going to jump in real quick. I don't think it's very bad for you to forget that. He's another wonder kid who comes out of Barca, and I feel like they have another one every year. So,
That's
like,
fair enough.
It's understandable that, like, he's not... Nothing against Pau Cabarsi. I think he's on his way to potentially becoming a great center back. But he is still a teenager. Like, it's understandable that you might forget his name.
Okay, they're consistently starting a fucking 18-year-old at center back who's really good. So,
dude, they're consistently starting a 17-year-old who's top 3 in the world in his position.
Then they have a 22-year-old who's arguably like one of the best midfielders in the world. They have a Ballon d'Or winner on the team. Okay, but obviously outside of Rafinha, you have like, oh no, you have Alex Baldi, one of the best young left backs in the world.
Alejandro Balde. Did you just say Alex Baldi?
Yes.
You just said people come at you when you intentionally mispronounce names, and you say Alex Baldi instead of Alejandro Balde.
In my notes, he's Alex Baldi, and that's because Footmob had him down as Alex Baldi. You can click on his name right now; it says Alex Baldi. I will defend myself. It says Alex Baldi.
It does. Is it not Alejandro? Am I wrong? Yeah, it's Alejandro Balde. When did it become Alex? What? Wait, what the fuck? Footmom. Hold on.
No, I'm the right one here. See,
no,
notice how this
I understand
Liverpool
that
fan
you're
is
the
trying
right one
to
on
get
Footmom. I have it up on the screen. But like, I've only ever seen him referred to as Alejandro Baldi. What is this Alex we speak of?
Who the fuck is Alex? Anyways, look at this Liverpool agenda and them trying to make you not focus on the real deal.
What?
And that is Rafinha.
Dude, he's disgusting.
He's trying to make you not engage in this video so that way the Mo Salah Ballon d'Or race can stay alive. Don't be fooled. Okay, I will admit, entering the week, I did not think Rafinha was that
So
close to Mo
here's my thing.
because
Rafinha has 13 league goals and 7 league assists. Like, I understand his team is doing better in the Champions League, but 13 and 7 versus 27 and 17, like, come on.
I just
Like, come on.
it's more or less going to be what do people prefer.
And let me check the Champions League stats. So Rafinha is the
He
Champions League goal
has
scoring
10
leader.
goals in like 11 games.
He's got 11 goals in the Champions League, so I will give him that. That is far more than Mo. That is more than anybody.
I will also say this: he was the reason why Barcelona put away Benfica as easily as they did.
Oh,
Because,
absolutely.
yes, Pedri was doing fine in the midfield. They played fine. They didn't have really the cutting edge in attack because Lewandowski has just been getting mid as the season's gone on a
That
little
is
bit.
true. I mean, I will say Lamine Yamal was a huge part of it too. I wish we didn't have like the MCA copyright rules, and I wish I could just like in our little play the video so we could react to it. But like
that goal is gross.
I'm not talking about the goal. I think the assist was grosser.
Yeah, the assist. Yeah,
the assist
I
was.
think I think that was a shot.
Oh, I don't. I genuinely think he's already good enough and has enough vision that wasn't a shot.
I mean, God, we were already so sick of the Messi, Ronaldo, Real Madrid, Barcelona dominance. We're not ready for the Lamine Yamal, Bellingham decade of this shit.
Dude, I just hope they don't fumble and like overplay him and injure him.
That's true. That is a very big concern. It appears Pedri has overcome that a little bit. Gavi kind of hasn't. He's been coming off the bench a little bit more.
So has Gavi been coming off the bench because of the injuries, or has Gavi been coming off the bench because he's not better than De Jong and Pedri?
It's kind of,
you know what I mean?
I personally think it's just because they prefer De Jong next to Pedri more.
And I don't think that's a bad thing, by the way, for Gavi. I think he's so young that it doesn't matter right now if he's not playing, especially because he has so much high-level play under his belt that he will come back and he will get his chance to play, and he's good enough.
Also, sorry to go back to this team isn't stacked. They have Gavi coming off the bench casually.
Yep.
they have literally the shark coming off the bench. If my favorite moment of this match will be when Ferran Torres was like getting ready for a free kick and the Spanish commentators were singing the Jaws theme as he was lining up to kick it. But I feel like, all due respect, because Bayern Munich absolutely obliterated Leverkusen.
Yep.
A Barcelona PSG final. Is that possible? I completely forget it.
Yes, it is.
That's possible. Yeah, because I'd want that for a final. I think it's the perfect next generation battle.
I don't think PSG get through Real Madrid should they get to Real Madrid.
Depends what Real Madrid we get. Since you just brought them up, we might as well switch the topic. But Real Madrid were like this close to not being in the Champions League anymore.
I understand that, but Atletico is a team, especially with Simeone, who knows how to play against Real Madrid, has the experience of playing against Real Madrid, goes to the Bernabeu and hosts Real Madrid quite consistently. I I do not know if it's something that this Arsenal side is ready for yet. I do not know if without I mean, look, we have like a month until, or like 3 weeks until these games, about a month. And I just don't know if they're ready. And I don't want to, because I'll talk about this more when we talk about the Premier League. But there was some demeanor from the team in their draw against Manchester United that I saw that just, they might not be ready yet to beat a Real Madrid in a quarterfinal of Champions League.
I will say that I think honestly PSG could probably beat Arsenal the way PSG's been playing, but
I think PSG can beat Arsenal, but I don't think PSG is beating Real Madrid.
I personally, it's just, man, I understand that Simeone and Atletico Madrid essentially play the antithesis of what Real Madrid does.
Mhm.
They are the 2015 Call of Duty troll lobby. It is they were the guys that were calling kids grandmas and trying to post it on YouTube and get views. And that's the way they play against Real Madrid. And I absolutely respect it because, God damn it, Real Madrid should not be the Champions League anymore.
But they
in
are.
Case
and I said
you
this
don't
about
know.
Liverpool last week, and it didn't end up sticking in the second leg. But I'll say it against Real Madrid now. Championship teams win matches that they shouldn't. And
I get that. And yeah, Atletico Madrid had ample opportunities to put this game away.
I just think it comes down to, one, we're talking about Real Madrid on Wednesday, March 12th at the time of recording. They have a month to sure things up before they play Arsenal. We have no idea what they're going to look like then.
That is true. It's just, man, that attack was fucking brutal. That was bad. Like, usually when Atletico Madrid faces Real Madrid, at least somewhat capable of looking like they're the more attacking and threatening team.
Yeah.
Numbers today in terms of shots. 17 to 10, 8 on target to 3. Atletico Madrid to Real Madrid. And mind you, they had less than 40% possession. It was, and I mean, literally after the game, like, Mbappe got a yellow. Jude was like in everyone's fucking ear about, like, dude, we saw like this was, and maybe it's a sign that they might be better. It was probably the worst Real Madrid game played that they still got a win out of.
Well, they lost this game technically, but they went through.
I mean, but like going through the leg. I mean, but like, yeah, it. Dude, fucking Alvarez, man, you had to. Like, everyone was slipping. Everyone was slipping, and the fact that
it's just that is really unfortunate for Julian Alvarez to like have that happen.
It's just it's and you see the double kick. It is, and I understand that it is the most slimmest of margins, and I understand that VAR is there to make sure that the right call is eventually right, and eventually one day someone was going to be like, Julian Alvarez kicked the ball twice. Technically, they shouldn't have gone. I get that, and I understand that Real Madrid players were like, he slipped. You should take a look at that. What we gotta do frame? Do we gotta do the frame by like the?
Here's the deal.
Millimeter.
Does it suck? Yes, but it's what the technology was there for.
And they don't have the sensors though. It was pure camera.
I understand that, but the slow motion cameras are there for that. And you can see the ball move before his second foot hits it. And it sucks. But for the same reason why offsides is offsides when you're offsides by a heel, it's because we have the slow motion cameras or we have the sensors and we have the technology to make the most accurate call possible.
It's just absurd.
It's absurd, don't get me wrong.
The other thing, and here's is that we didn't get a good angle of it until after the game. And of course, everyone, of course, before we saw, like, it was like TNT had the right angle. Everyone was like, "We assure you, this was the right call." Come on, man.
Matty FC did a good video about it.
They also didn't do the VAR check until, what's it called? Until who was up? I literally said his name. Until Jude went up to kick. No, was it Jude that went up to kick? No, it was Valverde. Valverde went up to kick. And literally he was like on top of the ball when they did the VAR check. And obviously they didn't show anyone else in the stadium what had happened.
Yep.
Which makes it even worse.
That's something that, like, I prefer watching footy over watching American football. But American football has a much better review system in the sense that the officials get on a fucking microphone and they tell you what they're calling. Like, why is that not a thing?
That's probably the laziest thing of VAR, at least. If we can agree on something, it's just that.
Dude, it's so lazy.
That's why people think it's rigged, because they have a giant screen that says VAR checking, and then it says like, "Oh, no. Your team is going to lose today. Not today, fuckers."
10-point deduction for Everton.
10 point. Honestly, at this point, one of these days, it's going to say that. But I will say, as much as Julian Alvarez is potentially choked, Real Madrid still missed another penalty. Marcus Llorente.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? And then Jan Black, as much as good of a game as he was having,
dude, that last pen,
savable.
Oh my
God. Absolutely brutal. Like,
I was on Discord with Kevin, streaming the game in for him, and I was just like, "Oh my God!"
Like,
Oblak's one of the best keepers in the world.
Yeah, and
how do you let that through? And I know it's a penalty, but when you get that much of the ball as a keeper on a penalty, and I'm speaking from experience, you have to make that save. Well, actually, I'm not really speaking from experience because I never got that much of the ball on a penalty. I was really ass at penalties.
Should give some tips to Darwin.
What tips would I give to Darwin? I wasn't good at saving penalties. I'm a lifelong keeper, and I'm a better taker than I am a saver.
Unass him, bro. Free him. Anyways. The other games, kind of boring.
Yeah, PSG.
Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. No. Lille blew it. Lille blew it in the second half.
That's fair. They did.
We got to talk about that. Dortmund were cooked. Canadian legend, my football manager legend, Jonathan David stunned the world, and I legitimately thought that Pascal Gross and company were going to blow it. And that's a name I haven't said for a while. That was the only reason
I'm shocked you said Pascal Gross instead of saying Grob.
Well, I needed everyone to know that it was Grob because it's felt like a lifetime since I've said that name.
It has.
But I'm like, it can't be like this. It can't end like this. And then
the Grobinator is moving on.
He hit the woodwork too. And I was like, no. But
Also,
Emery,
we didn't talk about the Adeyemi goal from last week, I don't think.
no,
Beautiful.
beautiful,
That is all.
yeah, beautiful, but um, unfortunately for Dortmund, they are. It's either them or Inter now that are like technically the. Actually, you can make the argument Villa's kind of worse. It's kind of like what do you not like the most out of those three teams? But it's going to take a lot for them personally to make it to the
Dortmund's
next
gone.
round.
Dortmund's gone. They're not beating Barcelona. What are you talking about?
You can't bet against the Grob, man.
You can't bet against the Grob. You also
Pedri is about to enter.
You also theoretically can't bet against Dortmund just doing Dortmund thing collapsing because
God, dude, could you imagine Iglesi lifting shit out of Rafinha and he gets locked up against
scores a fucking own goal?
Dude, he legitimately gets owned by Waldemar Anton and God, or who's the guy on the right side in case they like want to move him to the right side. Hold on. Oh, Ryerson. Could you imagine like Rafinha can also like if Rafinha doesn't show up for this or like has to show up and he doesn't, then yeah. It's Harry Kane's award to lose now. But that's just hypotheticals. And the other games were boring because Bruges got their ass kicked. PSV were already down 7-1.
Yeah, PSV got Brazil, and I'm shocked they even showed up. You already mentioned.
Hold on. I will say this: showed up. Their fans showed up to a random AFC Wimbledon match the same weekend before they went to the Arsenal game because they showed up like early. So shout out to them for that.
That's great.
And then Leverkusen, y'all got smoked. And this
Feyenoord also team, got smoked.
Yeah, Feyenoord also got smoked. And
so I know we said before the show that we would do the Premier League after this, but we're borderline 40 minutes in, and
no worries.
I'm not sure if we want to go there, but we can decide after this. But do we want to do quick little predictions on who wins what matchups? Because I think this is the easiest predictions that I've potentially done.
Disagree. This is truly philosophers will talk about this for decades to come.
All right, so if you think it's hard, I'll make you go first.
God, it's like picking a March Madness bracket because I want to be funny. I can't bet against. We'll start with which side of the bracket you want to start. You want to do the easy side, or do you want to do?
Just pick your winners.
Look, man, because I said Inter was a trap team last week,
and I know you
they're
did.
facing Bayern Munich, and it scares me.
Now I'm trying to make you walk that shit back because you know they're going to get their shit rocked.
Look, okay, I think if there is a time for Harry Kane to go PP mode, it is going to be against Inter.
That's fair.
Okay, like this is a well-coached team. This is, albeit this is very Atletico Madrid-esque, where it is a system and a bunch of guys that get it.
Yep.
And as I said last week, it is a team that is comfortable in the uncomfortable. If they make it uncomfortable after the first leg, if they make it through the 90 minutes and it's a 2-1, 1-0 kind of game, and Bayern Munich don't knock them out early,
you never know.
It could go to penalties and you never know, but I feel like it's going to be like 3-1.
So you're cutting out a little bit here. What I'm trying to say is that you never know if it's going to go into penalties. What I will say is that the first leg is in Munich.
If if it's,
And that,
I feel like it's still going to be 3-1 Bayern just because Inter doesn't have like
and I think if it's 3-1 Bayern, I don't think Inter come back.
no, I mean like overall in the two legs, it'll be 3-1 Bayern.
Oh, I think it could be 3-1 Bayern after the first leg.
We'll see.
Okay,
There's a good
keep
chance.
it going.
I think it.
But who do you think? Who do you think wins that one? You think Bayern wins that, or do you think Inter goes through?
Yeah, but I'm taking Bayern. I'm taking Bayern like 3-1. I think Inter give themselves at least a good showing.
Okay.
Barcelona, Dortmund. Okay, it's gonna be like
4-1 Barca.
yeah.
Dude, they're good.
Dude, it would be such a PSG thing to do to go to fucking Anfield and beat one of the hottest teams in Europe and then lose to Aston Villa.
Oh, I'm taking Villa. No, I'm not really, but I'm taking Villa.
I can't, man. I honestly think Villa just. I don't know if Villa really. I'm sorry, man. I do not trust Yuri Tielemans and Boubacar Kamara versus Vitinha and Neves. It is just not fair. It is.
No. This is going to be.
However, it would be the most PSG thing ever. It would be the most PSG thing ever. Rashford is the man to go back to his old form and beat them.
Marcus Rashford does have a history against PSG.
He does. I think that one could be close. I think it's. I'll give Villa a good. For memes. With the Marcus Rashford tax, I'll say it's like 5-3 PSG.
Okay. Last one.
Are
you writing these down, by the way?
No, I'm doing this solely in my head, but I'll watch this.
For reference.
I know I should pick Real Madrid.
Are you not gonna?
I want to. It's just I feel so. It's they. Look, Arsenal have number 5, and Real Madrid. It's that one episode of Epic Rap Battles where Darth Vader faces
number 5 as in Thomas Partey?
Yes, I'm talking about Thomas Partey. He's a Brian. There's someone else in the league. I'm sorry, man. You can cut that if you want, but I mean, I'm just saying it as it is. I mean, you're asking me to pick between that team and the team that has dark magic. They have shamans in the locker room. They're committing heretical magic against mankind's betterment. We have I think climate change exists because of Real Madrid, because of the black magic that they've done.
Wow.
Which means they'll probably win 6-1 on aggregate.
Wow. So I'm taking Bayern. I think it's going to be 4-2. I think they could win 3-1 in the first leg at home and then 1-1 draw away. Give me Barca 4-1 over Dortmund. I don't think it's going to be a struggle. I don't necessarily see 5-3. I see more of a 3-1 to 4-1 for PSG, maybe 4-2. And then, like I said before, I just don't know if Arsenal are ready for the test of Real Madrid. I could see myself taking Arsenal if this were a final, which is a wild statement because I know nobody beats Real Madrid in finals. But I think this Arsenal team has a better chance at beating Real Madrid in a one-off than a two-legger, and I
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I ran through that pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, do we want to do Prem, or do we want to just leave that?
I'll just laugh at Man City. Bah ha ha. Ha ha ha. Leicester City are getting relegated. Liverpool are going to win the league.
We're going to win the league, just not the Champions League. We're going to win the league, just not the Champions League.
Yeah. I'll be one of the 4% of people right now that have Leicester City winning over United on football.
Wait. We don't need to go into the whole depth of the weekend or whatever. But did you see the like computer renders of Manchester United's new stadium announcement thing?
Gorgeous.
No, did you see what people said the most unrealistic part about all of it was?
They're lifting a trophy.
No, they put a scoreboard in the center of like the interior model of the stadium and it said 3-0 to the home team.
Oh, okay.
And people were like, Manchester United fans included, were like, wow, it's bold of them to assume that we'll ever be up 3-0 at home.
Didn't see that one. I'm just thinking, okay, they suck. It's like, where? I only saw like 10 seconds of the video because I got bored, and I'm like, yay, another over the top design. I don't know, build it, and I'll believe it when I see it.
Is the League Cup final this weekend?
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
Go Gooners.
What?
Go Gooners.
They're not even playing in it.
Wait, really? I thought they were.
No, it's Liverpool and Newcastle.
Arsenal are somehow going to win that.
So here's the deal. If we don't win this match against Newcastle, I'm going to be fucking pissed. What?
If there's a way to collapse a treble, they're in the most Liverpool way imaginable. This is the weekend.
So it's a fucking fake treble anyway. It wouldn't have been a real like. The League Cup is not the FA Cup. If you're gonna win a treble, unless it's a domestic treble, because duh. But if you're gonna win a treble in English football, it's Prem, FA Cup, Champions League. Like, come on.
Technically bottled a quadruple if you think about it.
They lost to Plymouth Argyle weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, I know he didn't play, but you know what? I think Mo Salah should be penalized for Liverpool losing. I think Everton deserves
Plymouth Argyle.
Yes, I think Everton deserves a 10-point deduction from that.
No,
as well.
but Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunez do.
No. Darwin Nunez did nothing wrong.
So I don't have much that I want to talk about heading into next weekend, but I do want to talk about Arsenal versus Chelsea. Chad is looking at me blankly. Like
Overrated.
What do you mean overrated?
Overrated.
What?
Like that.
You don't think it's going to be a good match?
No.
You think Arsenal rips them?
No, I think it's going to be 0-0.
Oh, that's boring.
That's why I
don't think it's going to be 0-0. I think it's going to be better than that.
I want it to be better. That'd be cool. I just think it's going to be like Arsenal essentially killing their own chances of winning the league and Chelsea killing any chance of a half decent result this season.
That's fair. You want to get out of here?
Why not?
All right, cool. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. I'm just happy Carl's not here because he would have just ripped me a new one for that after we were assholes to him last week. If Liverpool don't win the League Cup, I'm going to be pissed, but we don't have a Carl on that week, but we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Bye-bye.